Hello and welcome to Billy Ho Sports. We are continuing our Belmont week coverage. We're going to be at Saratoga, the spa, for the Belmont Stakes weekend. And this is going to be a Friday stakes event. This is going to be the Just a Game, where the objective of this game is to pick which Chad Brown horse is going to win. So I've already kicked off a great week of coverage. Acorn Stakes preview is out. Check that one out. I thought it was really good. The post draw for the Met Mile and the Belmont is going to be here in less than an hour. So I'm going to begin as soon as that comes out. I'm just going to begin working on an analysis show and everything for both of those races. You'll get those tomorrow. I'm also going to be putting out another stakes race today. So be on the lookout for that. It's a Saturday stakes race, the Big Woody Stevens. Tons of great sprinters in that. That one's just going to be a preview. Then later on in the week, we'll get past performances and we'll dig deeper and we'll have selections and all that kind of good stuff too. But this one, I'm actually going to do the past performances for this race and the Just a Game, and then we're going to do selections and everything. So I'll maybe stand by those picks later on in the week, or I'll post in the comments if I change my mind. So click that subscribe button and smash that like for me. Appreciate it very much. Then if you got any takes on the this weekend's events, put them in the comments. Questions, let me know. Let's do it. As I mentioned in the previous video, it does look like rain is going to be all Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I haven't checked the latest today. I'm going to be tracking it all week. Obviously, it's going to be very important, but there's still looking like a good half to a full inch of rain. This is going to be a Friday, so it's going to be wet. I really didn't consider this, but it could come off the turf if it gets too terrible. I know they really, really don't want to do that, but I'm not really sure what the Saratoga officials, how bad it has to get before they pull it. So we're just going to play for a soft turf as of now. So let's get into it. 1 mile on the inner turf, Saratoga, field of 8. Let's start with number 1, Mission of Joy, trained by Graham Motion. Johnny V will ride. 4th in the Churchill Downs Distaff turf on Derby Day, chasing a very blistering pace. AG Bullet set. This one, she ran really well, but she did flop back like to her left-hand lead in the stretch and lost her rally late. So she should be eligible to improve off of that. Number 2 is Butte Catchy. I'm guessing Chad Brown, trainer, Manny Franco rides, took the lead and set a very moderate pace going wire to wire in the grade 1 Jenny Wiley at Keeneland back in April. First stakes victory for the 5-year-old filly. She moved forward off the layoff from a nice 3rd place finish back in December in the Matriarch. Not sure what to think of that one just yet. Number 3 is Gina Romantica. This is Chad Brown. Tyler Gaffleon will ride. A short but successful 4-year-old season, debuted back in June. Got the 2nd in the Beverly D. Then she won the First Lady at Keeneland, and then ultimately 4th in the BC Mile turf. So her 5-year-old debut was a bit of a disappointment. 7th in the Jenny Wiley. She was keen early on, wasn't ready to go. I guess just wasn't a happy horse that day. Didn't respond. So Chad Brown should have her keyed up and ready to go for her 2nd out. So this is the number 4 horse, Coppice. Chad Brown this is going to be a theme. I think there's only 2 horses in the race that aren't Chad Brown. Frankie Dettori is going to ride this one. I really like this one. She lost just by a neck to Chili Flag in the Churchill Downs Distaff after a pace meltdown left a 3-way dash to the wire. It was her first start, not only of 2024, but in the United States. So multiple grade 1 winner in Great Britain as a 3-year-old. Juddamont owned filly. Should be the betting favorite, but a very, very good chance to win. Number 5 is Evie Jets, and this is Martcon Cantermasi, the trainer. Dylan Davis, unable to keep up down the stretch in that distaff. That was her 6-year-old debut. She should improve off of that. Not a bad looking horse, but she will have her work cut out for her in a strong field. She was actually third behind Gina Romantica in that last year's First Lady. So that's number 5. Number 6 is Chili Flag. Chad Brown, Irad Ortiz will ride. Came through in the clutch in the Churchill Downs Distaff, defeating our previous Coppice, and set a huge 106 Brisnet number for Chad Brown. Pace set up perfectly for her close, and I think that did aid in the hot pace, aided in everybody's Brisnet number. I mean, it didn't take much to run 100 in that race with the pace that they ran. So this brings us to number 7, White Beam. Chad Brown, Flavian Pratt, failed as the favorite, got clipped at the wire by Nisi Marie, who is in, I believe, the other filly turf race. I can't recall the name of it off the top of my head. My apologies. She was head to head with her rival to the inside in that race, and had just got enough to put that foe away. But then Nisi came flying late and stole the race at the tail end. So White Beam is a bit of an anomaly to me. I'm not really sure where I land on that one. Let's take a look at the past performances before we finalize our selections. Okay, this is a very, very talented field, and hopefully it does stay on the turf, like I said. But I think if it does move off the turf to the main track, it's first of all going to probably cost us a couple of competitors in this race. But I think Gina Romantica will move up, and I'll show you why in here just a second. But this is 1 mile on the inner turf. So 4-year-olds and upward, fillies and mares. Now, whoops. Mission of Joy, very interesting horse, like I said. I think could be a pretty good value play. Seems to like running at a mile, good condition. I thought that 4th place finish in this hotly contested pace for a horse that was just right there the entire way was pretty good. But like I said, I think that switching back to the left lead cost her late. So I think we're going to see a couple of good Grade 1 outcomes. One, the Regret at Churchill Downs last June. Pretty good horse. Kitten's Joy is the sire, who basically was first or second in 13 out of her 14 career starts. 2004 champion turf miler. So Gina Romantica, also very classy filly. Into Mischief is the sire. Should have a better showing. Has success at Keeneland, and which is kind of, I think, similar to the Saratoga turf, where front runners, front early pace can get after it. But the only problem is the softer the turf, I think, the harder it is for front runners to hold on. But you can see way down here, first out in the slop, off the turf, won by a nose, going 1 mile and a 16th at Belmont. So that, I think she can get after it if it does go to a sloppy track. So here's number 4, Coppice. You can see all the good results. First, Frankie Dettori riding. He's familiar with this horse. He's rode her to victory twice. He knows what to do. I think that he had her poised to win this race and just didn't get there. I mean, a neck, you can't really fault that. And that's the first out. I have to feel like she's going to improve off of that. Or so she is, our sire's Kingman from Great Britain, who was a huge successful turfer over there. But it's really hard. I think Evie Jets is not going to make the betting card, even though it does have some good efforts and with some decent speed. eligible to improve. So 33% in graded stakes for the trainer. So that's pretty solid. But Chili Flag is going to be tough to throw out with that win most recently. Hard to duplicate that kind of effort, and it would be the third straight. So I probably will back off the win, but I think this Stone Closer will be coming late. And White Beam is could be interesting out front, but really just that one this kind of a not really surprise, but beat in Italian in Fev Rover, so it was a bit of a surprise in the Grade One Diana at Saratoga last July. But a win on the surface, nothing wrong with that. So we'll have to see. But the boat, I mean, that was Grade Three, fourth in the matriarch. So might be just a tick below my standards. But like I said, the track bias, you got 19 races, and you can see almost 70% is either early speed or pressing winning these races. So basically, I think things will be different if it is soft turf like I anticipate it will be. So let's finalize our selections and get this thing cleaned up. All right. Well, I'm going to go with the number 4 Coppice. Judamonte overcame an awkward start actually in that American turf. And that was our first off an extended layoff. Like I said, first trial on the American turf. Uh, Ran so well at Churchill Downs, just needed that race, I think. Like I said, if the race does come off the turf, Gina Romantica moves up, even though I already think a lot of her anyway. But should be a major player regardless. And it feels like Chili Flag needs a more of the hot pace. I don't think we're going to get it here, so I still think closing in the end. So those are your selections. You can see behind me. I do like Coppice on top. I think Gina Romantica I like underneath, along with Chili Flag, and my live long shot is going to be that number 1 horse. So much more to come. Stay tuned. Thanks for watching. See you soon.